Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. We're going to do a pick a card reading, no theme. We're just going to freestyle and see what information needs to come through. And I say need because I have been so guided to do this reading. It's late at night, I was busy doing something else, and I just kept feeling the pull. So there must be some crucial information or some helpful guidance that needs to come through to help somebody out there or to give you some details on something that you're thinking about at this time. Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like I've snuck away to do this reading in secret. It's interesting. It's a nice energy. It's kind of intimate. So let's get into it. Of course, you can choose more than one group. You can watch all three. Do whatever it is that your intuition is telling you to do. And I have a few decks that I'm working with, quite a bit actually, and I am going to shuffle them on camera just because I feel like when I do that, I don't know, it helps people meditate and zone into the energy and vibe with me. And sometimes messages come out when I'm shuffling, usually, but it's not a guarantee. So if you want to skip ahead to the timestamps for the groups, you are more than welcome to do that. But for those of you who want to stick around, we're going to shuffle these cards out. So let's get to it. For those of you who are here, thank you so much for your support. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the Halloween costumes. I like to get crafty sometimes. It's a hobby of mine. So it's been a lot of fun to do this year's costumes because I've been really into like the set aspect of the costumes, which is something I sort of did last year, but not really. I don't know what I'm going to do next year. I'm already thinking about it. All right. Messages for group one. What is it that group one needs to hear, Spirit? I'm hearing Melissa, Karen, Annie, Jonathan, David, Joshua, and Mohammed. Now, if that's not your name, don't worry about it. You know, I do want to say, I was watching this reader, is she a reader? Kind of. Yeah, she's a reader. Very small channel, but I happened to come across it. And she was talking about how important it is to take accountability when you're watching tarot readings and to not, criticize the cards. There's nothing wrong with tarot cards. You have to take accountability to know what resonates or what to do with the information. She also said that, there are a lot of tarot readers out there who don't have the best intentions and some who do. And the ones who do, she was saying, they really have good intentions. They really think they are channeling. They really think they are delivering messages from spirit. But she was kind of inferring that we aren't in some way. And I just wanted to say that I feel like that's a kind of short-sighted perspective. It doesn't really consider the complexity of spirit, like what spirit actually encompasses. Okay? Spirit is our higher self. It's our deep subconscious mind. It's our connection to source consciousness. It's our relation energetically to the things around us. Okay, so when we connect with source or spirit, everybody does. Everybody does, not just tarot readers, everybody. So I felt like I just wanted to say that. One more deck for pile one. I told you it's a lot of cards, but I guess this is why we're doing this on camera like this, because this needs to be talked about. Yeah, there's something I felt. Okay, the cards just keep kind of confirming my thoughts about something. Okay, Spirit, this is for pile 1. Let's get the card out for pile 1. Okay. Yeah, and then she was talking about that channeling, right? Some people think they're channeling genuinely, but they're not. And I can understand how people would think that. I mean, it could easily be the reader's ego. And I mean, our egos are definitely involved in readings. You can never get rid of your ego as much as you try. Then you'd just be this floating blob of energy, you know? You wouldn't be a human. Not at least in this time frame, in this timeline. But she was saying more like it's the projections of the readers, and they're well-intentioned, but they're not really channeling. And I just found that kind of sad. You know, she was working with tarot as a tool for self-analysis, looking at tarot as archetypal, you know, looking at the archetypes of tarot, talking about it more from a Jungian perspective, Carl Jung, psychoanalyst, rather than as a spiritual investigation or spiritual practice. And what I want to say about channeling is that, once again, all of us channel all of the time. It's really a matter of whether we recognize it or want to call it channeling or not. When you have a creative idea out of nowhere, you've channeled something. When you have an aha moment, you've channeled something. And you're channeling it from, once again, spirit, which is your subconscious mind, your connection to others, energy, relationships you have with things around you. So, yeah, for those of somebody must have a question about that here. So for those of you who do have questions about the validity of tarot, okay, that's my approach. That's what I think. I think that anybody can do this. Anybody can tap into messages from spirit. Anybody can trust their intuition. Anybody can channel from their higher self and their soul's mission. It's not so strange. It's just we are taught in our matrix world that these things are not possible, so that we don't turn to ourselves for higher understanding and information, but we turn to authority figures instead to tell us what things mean, right? That's why we're taught that all of these things, channeling, psychic abilities, and so forth, are not real. Because it creates a dependency to go to others, other sources of information, usually people in power, to tell us what things mean. When deep in our soul, we have a pretty good idea of what's going on here in the world. Oh, I forgot this deck for this. All right. So let me know your thoughts. What do you think? What do you think? Group 3. Spirit. Group 3. I'm hearing that song, Edelweiss, Edelweiss. I forget the rest of it. My mom used to sing that to me when I was a kid. Or at least that's what I'm told. I don't actually remember it. I was a baby, actually. Maybe there's something about that. Lullabies. Something about a rocking chair as well. Be significant for someone. Maybe singing could help you open your throat chakra at this time. Singing is a beautiful way to raise your vibration. That's why all religions sing at some point or another in their practice, because it raises your vibration and connects you once again to that spiritual plane of unity and connection, especially when you sing along with others. Whether that's, you know, like to your radio or in a choir of some sort or in a band. Okay, we are done talking. Let's ring this little bell. Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. You can go ahead and choose your pile. All right, Group 1. Let's see what message Spirit has for you. Black Cat. There's a curious journey into the depths of the unknown, hidden so deep that only the brave will gracefully return with light in their eyes and shadow leading home. Okay. Jack-o'-lantern with protection. Ooh, we got storm, transformation, the Fool card, the Two of Swords, the Page of Swords. I do feel like that this is supposed to be in reverse. I'm just feeling that energy off the card. You know, I work with energy. I don't need the cards to tell me whether something's in the lower polarity or the higher polarity by being in reverse or upright. I just feel it. The Seven of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, Friday. Ooh, Venus Day. That's related to Venus. Okay. And we have, this is late summer. Late summer. And do we have any more room on the screen? Let's see. Let's see. Well, we'll just put these over here for now. With the Sun, the Ten of Cups, Death, and Ride the Wave. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, let me take a quick look at this and then we'll talk about the message. A train is going by right there. I feel like that's part of the reading, part of the energy. Just want to make sure you can see all of it. You can tune into the cards and their energies. There's some kind of adventure coming up. It could be that it has already passed, but I feel like this is something that's coming up for you. I feel like we have 7 here, and I feel like the number 7 is something that you might be seeing at this time, or pay attention to 7. 7 is about kind of overcoming challenges or learning how to individuate from a situation, how to really step into your own. And often when we do step into our own energy and we individuate from the collective energies, we face a challenge. Okay, because it's a lot easier to go with the status quo, to be a yes man of some sort, to agree with everybody, you know, to have an echo chamber just mirroring back our thoughts and confirming what we already think to be true. But when we start to awaken and see things from a different perspective, it can be challenging because we're often faced with resistance from the collective. They don't like the departure that we're making, right? Like, oh, you have a different opinion, or you want to try something new, or you're going in a new direction. How dare you? Okay, I feel like there's something coming up like that. Now, maybe you've already done this before. Chances are you have if you're here. But there's another moment coming up where you're going to see a situation different from others around you. And the way that you perceive this situation is going to be transformative. I feel like you're sticking to your guns with something. It's like, you know, in your heart of heart that things aren't the way somebody else or other people are saying they are, or they're short-sighted in some way. This storm that is being created around you, or that this transformative perspective you have, or this aha moment that, hey, this isn't exactly ringing true to me. This isn't exactly resonating what these people are saying or what this person is saying. And perhaps it's what they're saying about you or something you're involved in. It will create some intensity, but Spirit is saying to ride this wave in the storm. Just ride it out, okay? It will pass, the intensity of the situation or any kind of backlash you might feel, or just somebody opposing you, being a little disgruntled with your viewpoint, or you could be backing out of something, could even be a relationship for some of you. And Spirit is saying it's going to feel stormy, but ride the wave. Because after the storm, the sun comes out. The sun always comes out after a storm. Okay? Not all days are gloomy, not all days are intense. And in the future here, we have beautiful energy of some kind of commitment to long-term happiness. And here's another confirmation of this transformation with the Death card. And this is, look at this beautiful sun in the Death card. This is a so-called feather in your cap. And this is being recognized by Spirit. And when I say this, I feel like we're talking about your rebellion against something, or your resistance to something, or your ability to go out on your own, stand out on your own, stand on your own 2 feet, realize that you have a unique perspective and it's valued, and you don't need to echo anybody else's viewpoints, or perhaps you're creating something and you're doing it differently. And not everyone's going to immediately understand it, but that's not what matters here. What matters is that you're following your heart and you're following your soul and your path. There's a curious journey into the depths of the unknown, hidden so deep that only the brave will gracefully return with light in their eyes and a shadow leading home. Yes, I feel like this transformation is going to introduce you to a strength that lies within you that you have yet to tap into. It's beautiful. And I love this summer card here, the end of summer. It's like, those beautiful hot days that we have sometimes into the fall. It's like some warmth when everything should be decaying, right? Because the autumn, the fall is about decay, death, about to get cold and go into the underworld, right? And here we have this sun at the end of the summer telling you that it's warm as things begin to change, as things transform, as the leaves change, there's still warmth. It's a metaphor. It's beautiful. Now, you're protected. Okay, we have the jack-o'-lantern here. You might want to light a candle and just kind of to claim the reading, perhaps. It's just coming to me. You don't have to, of course, do that. You can still claim the reading without, but it could be an idea here for you to really solidify the energy for yourself. This transformation, the Wheel of Fortune and the Fool, is going to start you on a whole new path. Oh, we also have a 7 here. Yeah, 7 of Pentacles. This is something that you don't really see coming because you've been in a particular energy for quite some time. So perhaps someone says something to you out of the blue and you're like, you know what? I don't agree with you, or I don't think that resonates with me. I don't think I want to date you anymore. I don't think I can live here anymore. I don't think I want to follow this group anymore. You know what? I'm just going to have to trust my heart and know that this is not in resonance with who I am. It's that kind of situation. And right now, you might have an inkling that something's off here, but you don't really see the transformation coming. And it has something to do with finances and love. Could happen on a Friday, but I'm taking this more as Venus Day. What I really like about your reading, Group 1, is the Two of Swords energy, which is telling me that it's your decision. You know, there's something fated almost here, I feel, with the Wheel of Fortune, death, the sun, transformation. You know, like it's all coming together, all the pieces of the puzzle in this reading. So it seems very fated, like the energy's prime. It's ready to go for you to step into this beautiful new cycle of yourself and honoring yourself and your own inner wisdom. But that said, it's still your choice whether you want this to happen or not. So that tells me there's some conscious decision that you're going to have to make. You know, tower moments come up and it's like everything goes wild, there's destruction, there's chaos, and we don't really have a choice. We have to do something. This is not one of those situations. There is a storm, but you can choose to ride the wave. You can choose to get overtaken by it. You can choose to avoid a storm and try to keep everything calm. You know, you can choose whether you want this to come in or not. And when we have the ability or the option to choose our destiny and we choose transformation, we choose our soul's path, we are so rewarded for that. We gain such a deeper respect for ourselves and a confidence in our ability to look after self. And that's really what's being offered to you right now. And the Two of Swords is kind of the smallest energy, I'd say, out of all the cards. Like it's maybe the one you wouldn't pay attention to the most, but it's crucial. It's sitting right in the middle. So this conscious decision that you're going to have to make to step away from something or to, you know, really hold your ground with what it is that you believe can be easily, the significance of it can be easily overlooked or missed. And Spirit wants you to know just you choosing, just the choice that you decide, you know, it's everything. You take your power back, you empower yourself, and you say, I'm not going to just let circumstances carry me down the river, you know? I'm not just going to go with the flow or let somebody else tug my towboat. Interesting. Tow my tugboat, but I'm getting tug my towboat. So maybe there's something that you're towing or you have been towing for some time. What are you carrying into this new cycle? That could be something to think about. Let's see if we get any more information from The Black Cat, this book, and then I think that's the message that you needed to hear. It was beautiful. And I feel like this decision is not going to be easy, okay, when it comes up. But it is important that you see the significance of the decision and you realize that you are protected, you are supported, and you do deserve a transformation. You do deserve happiness, vitality, growth in your life, fortune. Okay. Hello, cat with 9 lives. Maybe you've had 9 lives, or you have 9 lives right now. You're on your 9th cycle. Cats are graceful creatures, rivaling the snobbiest of humans. They are fiercely independent and value their time and space above all things. They are aloof, yet love affection, and they put their health and well-being above all other things. Cats are also mysterious. They are the symbol of empowerment and setting boundaries, two qualities every witch needs to be successful in her craft. You can take that identity of the witch or not. It's up to you. No, that's not the point. No wonder cats are a favorite among witches' familiars. When the black cat comes purring into your reading, you are being asked to find your independence. Grab some me time so that you can find your footing again. It is easy to get lost in the chaos when you have a lot going on. Take a step back to see the bigger picture. It's the best way to get some fresh ideas about where to go next, or how to solve a problem, or how to get out of a funk. Remember, me time doesn't have to be dramatic. Having a 20-minute coffee break at your local coffee shop can be as rewarding as an all-day staycation. When it comes to me time, choose quality over quantity, always. Black Cat asks you to learn the power of saying no. We all have to set boundaries and rules. We cannot expect others to know what is okay or not okay without some guidance. Nor can we expect others to know when we have too much on our plates. It is okay to say no. This isn't a selfish act, and it doesn't mean you don't care. It is a sign of self-respect and will help in the long term those in your immediate circle. You cannot give what you do not have. All right, group 1. I love you so much, and I'll see you next time. I feel like we could just end it right there. So good. All right, where did you go, group 2? Oh, interesting. Group number 2. Let's see what your reading is all about. Now, your cards were kind of pushed off to the side, hiding behind these pumpkins, which I find a little bit interesting. So that might be something to do with this reading. Perhaps something's hidden, or you feel like you're hiding in some sense. Let's see. Apples. It says, to taste, one must swallow it whole, and beneath the satin flame hides drowning waters. Interesting. I'm noticing these birch trees. Perhaps you're writing something at this time, or you're collecting something. Winter, the sacredness of pausing. Fall time. The Chariot, I feel like that's in reverse. Page of Wands, also I feel in reverse. And the Wheel of Fortune. 10 of Pentacles. The Hermit. Well, we definitely have a theme going on here. Okay. Chiron. Wow. All right. Grief. Oh boy. Buckle up, group 2. I mean, I love you. It's going to be okay. The Little Things. And Ace of Cups. King of Swords, and the 4 of Coins. Let me just see where I can pop these little guys over here, maybe. Just want you to be able to see everything. The Little Things. Okay, give me a second to have a look at this, and then we'll get into your message. I do feel like lighting the Palo Santo a bit. Okay, this reading is working with heavier energies. There's no doubt about that. Okay. I'm speaking to somebody who is feeling it. Well, let's see. I feel like taking out some charms for you. I didn't do that for group 1, but let's begin there. The letter Z, the letter E. We have a lighthouse, a key with love, 3 waves on a heart. There's something about a cycle of 3. We have OH, another O. Hold on, let me get a little bit further. Okay, that's enough. Careful not to overwhelm yourself at this time, okay, with too much information or different ideas about something. We have a bird in a cage, a rocket, tree of life, that's beautiful. We have a rooster. I feel like this feels like there's some kind of dominant masculine energy, could be your own, but it feels a little aggressive. It's just the feeling I'm getting off of that rooster for some reason. We have letter Q, P, F. I feel like there's some pressure here in the energy. We have the world. Is that the world? Yeah, the world, a camera, and Taurus. Now, this could be related to the partial lunar eclipse in Taurus happening, I think it's the 26th. Okay, so I do feel like whatever it is that we're about to talk about, it is happening now and into the next coming months with fall time and winter here. And I feel like this adds context for this card. It's like you're gathering something that bloomed in the spring, okay? So something that gave you life or something that you were working on. It's like you're gathering all of that before the leaves turn, I'm hearing before they rot and die. Okay. Okay, give me a second. Let's move these aside for now. Taking photography at this time could be very helpful for you. Even if you're not a photographer, taking some artsy shots, especially of trees and nature and things like that, or self-portraits that kind of, I'm hearing, crystallize the energy into a new form. Interesting. So photographs could help transmute some energy. And I'll just share this with you. I will get into the cards, but I'm feeling guided to share this. It's about 20 years ago, I think. But there was a time in my life where, oh man, I was at like a very low point, one of the lowest points. And what saved my life really was photography, and particularly self-portraiture. Now, this was before selfie land. This is like taking photographs on film. Okay. And being able to express myself to myself artistically really helped me understand my emotions. Oh, there's such a vulnerability in this energy. Just seeing myself, really helped me understand what it is that I was working through. And I guess it transmuted some energy. And I like, to this day, I love those photographs. And I look back at them, not with like horror of like, oh my God, that was such a harsh time, but for such reverence for myself and respect for going through something pretty much on my own. So that's a message definitely for someone there. One second. There's something that you're going through that is related to grief, okay? Sadness or mourning something. It could be an aspect of yourself, could be a relationship, some situation, maybe somebody actually has passed. I'm not sure what it is for everyone, but there is sadness in the energy. And I feel like with this card here, to taste, one must swallow it whole. I feel like Spirit is saying that it's important you don't try to pop. I'm hearing pop out of the energy. Okay? It's important that you acknowledge and honor all of the feelings that you have. Okay? And what's coming up at this time. And maybe that's where the photograph is coming in. It could be also a metaphor. It's like, you know, when we take a photograph, it's like something's almost frozen in time, right? And there's something here about honoring this time or creating some memory of this time, even if it's difficult, because it's part of your path and it's shaping who you are in a good way. I also feel like there might be a heightened sensitivity to the little things with the Page of Wands in reverse. This is a messenger card for me. So things people say, you know, might be upsetting you, triggering you, or just pissing you off, okay? And what? Well, I feel like Spirit just wants to know that there's some kind of sensitivity in the energy here. The key, of course, as it is always, is the universal language and energy of love. And what I mean by universal language is that's how we relate to all things in the world from the highest state of vibration. So animals, when we feel that connection to animals, that love, we're resonating with them, we're connecting with their souls and their hearts on a different frequency, in a different realm. Trees, plants, your home, whatever it is, another person, you know, a book that you love. So if you feel like you need to get out of something and you can't get out of something, the key is love. There's also something about making time for yourself could be very important right now, especially with this Hermit card. But I do want to go back and say here with the love, it's like it's very important that you love yourself right now. And I know that sounds like cliche, whatever advice, but it's really important. Be the lighthouse for yourself. And trust that your future self is with you right now. Your future self. The self that is happy. The self that feels much stronger. The self that has already transmuted and transformed. Trust that that self is already within you. It's already with you. This is how time actually works. It's not linear, okay? We weren't one person yesterday and we're going to be another person in the future. We're all of ourselves all at once, all the time. It just depends on what we're tapping into. There could be something, I'm getting this about Saturn for you. You could also be a person who, it's like something about aging here. Maybe you look younger as you get older, or some days you feel like you look really old and other days you feel like you look really young. And this has something to do with time jumping, timeline jumping, or channeling into your other selves. Okay, what else do we have here? There's somebody's eyes. Okay, I don't. This seems random, but we'll just flow with it. Trust the messages. There's someone's eyes or their gaze that could be piercing your mind or your memory, or perhaps you're looking into someone's eyes. One second. What do you want to say about that, Spirit? Okay, I wasn't going to pull any extra cards, but I do feel guided to pull one of these cards. Decide. Trust. If this part resonates for for you, okay, about someone's eyes penetrating you, or just, just you can feel them in some way. There's something that you are seeing in their eyes, or maybe even in their soul, since the eyes are the window to the soul, that is asking you to decide to trust yourself. Now, this could be a person that you've had a difficult time with. And I'm not saying they are saying this to you. They are asking you this question. I'm saying you are seeing something in their eyes that is reflecting that question you have back to that you have of yourself back to yourself. Okay? So maybe it is about this person. Spirit wants you to decide to trust your intuition and your experience with this person. Okay, for some of you, this is a good relationship. For others of you, it's not. Maybe there's something about the little things that you need to think about in relation to this situation. It's interesting, my left eye is twitching now. Okay. What else do we have here? Chiron. Let's talk about Chiron. Chiron is the wounded healer. Everybody has Chiron. It's an asteroid in our chart. So if you know about your birth chart, check out where your Chiron placement is, what house, what sign, all of that. That could give you insights into where your deepest wounds are in this lifetime. Chiron wounds are not easy to heal. Some astrologers say we can't ever heal them in this lifetime, but we can use the knowledge that we gain from these wounds to help us move closer to our dharma, to our path, to our ascension process, to becoming more conscious, aware, healed, whole. Chiron is also about using our wounds to teach others. So there's something about what you're going through right now that is giving you information that you will be able to relay to others in order to help them. Now, maybe that's not on the forefront of your mind, but it is one reason why it is happening. Okay, you are important. You have a position, I'm hearing. You have a position here on earth, okay? You have a role to play. Everybody does. Some people choose not to take up their role in their position. Other people do. And usually, stepping into our roles that Spirit has decided for us or that we have decided for ourselves requires going through tremendous challenge. This is a time of pausing, of going within, okay, of honoring yourself and whatever time you need to yourself to grieve. This is not about running away from what's happening or trying to escape the feelings. You know, when we try to escape grief or we repress it, it just manifests in other ways in our life. Okay, we can't destroy this energy. It will come up as anger or frustration, or we'll be careless about something and, get ourselves into a spot where we don't need to. So when we repress anger, sadness, all of those things, it never serves us. Now, that's not to say we don't need coping mechanisms. Of course, we do need coping tools. We can't always be in a state of grief. Okay, we have to move in and out of it as we heal from it. So yes, of course, do the things that make you feel better, but also don't ignore when the feelings come up. I would also caution, now this is a general tarot reading, so you trust your instincts and your intuition. I would caution traveling at this time. Okay? Distances. Or do not drive when you're upset. If you're grieving, if you're crying, if you're really, or you're angry or something, pull over, please. Okay? Now, the good news, let's get to that, shall we? Is we have the Wheel of Fortune, the Ten of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, the King of Swords, and the Four of Coins here. This is amazing. Okay, this is telling me, first of all, that there is something here that needs to be released. There's some security that you are either losing right now, and that's what's bringing about the grief. You know, some sense of security, or maybe there's someone or something that was really familiar to you and now it's gone and you feel lost, okay? Or something you were holding on to that wasn't really serving you. And if this is about like losing someone you love, you know, it could be that you're trying to secure yourself in ways that just aren't allowing you to grow. You're trying to hold on to, you know, a port in the storm. Okay. Spirit is saying, once you address whatever it is that you're holding on to, whether that's feelings or something actual, that is minimizing and minimizing you, not allowing you to grow, is not really in the energy of love for yourself, is maybe keeping you a little bit trapped here. Once you realize that you need to release this and you figure out what this is and the impact it's having on you, and this could be for some of you trying to push down feelings of grief, okay? And you need to let those come up. For others of you, there's something you need to let go of. I'm seeing those eyes again, okay? So there's some shadow here that you need to acknowledge. The role of the shadow, like by that I mean there's an energy that is confronting you, asking you to figure out what it is that you're scared of in this situation, or what has hurt you and in what way. There's something about security that's coming up here. But once you do all that, okay, and I'm not saying that's easy to do, but Spirit's showing me it's really, really possible. Like King of Swords. This isn't a Page of Swords figuring things out. This is you being the King of Swords. Like you have it in you. Okay, to work through this. You do. There's no doubt. Then you figure something out here about your ascension, about your path, about who's on it, who's not on it, where you want to go, how far you have to go, how much you're protected. And something really beautiful unfolds. Some new light energy. There's like a release of energy that happens once this is cut out. The Four of Pentacles, this energy of holding on to something or trying to secure yourself in a shadow way, unhealthy way. It's like once that's released, like this energy just like comes out, okay? Like it just flows out. One second. Let's see if I can get further into that. Spirit, what else about this? For some of you, you need to cry, okay? Some of you are going to have some kind of art gallery thing go on, okay? Or there's something you're going to hang on your wall that is, it doesn't have to be art, but there's something you're hanging on your wall. Maybe it's a metaphor, but it's like your achievement here. You're very close to something. With the rocket too. It's like blast off. Let's see if I can get one more. I know I'm pushing it, Spirit, but I want to go further. I really want to go further into this. Okay, let's see. What am I missing? What needs to be said? Ten of Swords. The Moon. There's fear of feeling more pain. And I mean, we all have that. I don't care who you are. Nobody wants to feel excruciating pain. Okay? Emotional, physical, whatever it is. I'm hearing financial. Nobody wants to feel that kind of pain. It's also very hard to face something and accept that it has brought you pain. Okay? But this is how, Ten of Cups, this is how we get to the Wheel of Fortune, the new cycle, the Ten of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, Ten of Cups, is by really figuring out what's going on in there. And that's only something you can do. Okay? And it's hard because this is what shadow work is, right? It's hard because you're going into places that are in the shadow, that are unfamiliar to you. And when I started to do this, or when I've always been kind of doing it, shadow work, but when I consciously was aware that I was trying to heal myself by probing into these dark spaces, it didn't make it any less scary. But I knew that there was a purpose, that it would lead me somewhere. And it was somewhere that I had to go. And I'd have all sorts of nightmares and flashbacks and memories and need to go to therapy and all of these things. But in the end, damn, did I know myself more. And I also understood a lot more about someone else in a situation I was involved with. Okay, so there's something about that. Maybe there are aspects about yourself that you don't really want to look at. I mean, that's usually the case with shadow work. It was like, not only am I scared of this thing about this person and this part of my life, but I'm actually quite frightened about this aspect of myself. Like, holy shit, do I have the capability to even be like that? And it's like, yeah, I do. And I did. Okay? And we all have that, right? So once you find that within you, you realize that a lot of the fear and the pain that you feel, well, you do have the power to resolve it. You do. For some of you, like, it would be really beneficial to work with somebody on this, okay? This is a really intense reading, okay? So I'm going to read the Apple card, number 4. That's a good number for you right now. That's about grounding and finding stability. Okay, and also celebrate the little wins, the little things, you know, the little things in the day that make you feel happy, and the little successes you've had throughout the day. Don't underestimate the power of the little things. Maybe some of you want to keep a calendar of something. I don't know what that is for everyone, but maybe you are doing something and you're counting the days, okay? All right, so let's read this. Deception, mistrust, and rotten. To taste, oh yeah, we read the card already. We all know the story of Snow White taking the apple from her stepmother, who masquerades as a sweet old crone. It's a wise old tale that's existed long before Disney ever made it into a movie, and a warning that things are not always as they seem. Sometimes our greatest enemy is hiding behind the mask of a savior. Death is infused into something meant to give us life, and someone pretending to be our friend is luring us into a trap. There are rotten people in the world who will take advantage of those who trust without pause. Oh boy, is that ever true? They come bearing with gifts to gain your trust. Their faces are in all shapes, sizes, and colors. These people always get their due, one way or another. When an apple appears in your spread, it is a warning to pause before making any decision about someone or a situation. Well, this has been emphasized with pausing over here. And we also had the Hermit. Okay. You do not have all the facts yet, and there could be danger for you now. Betrayal and deception are likely, so be vigilant. You must tread carefully until everything comes to light. This is especially true for you if you have also pulled the seduction card. Whose reading did that come out in? Seduction. Oh, it just came out in one of the readings. Oh, God, I can't remember now. Maybe it was one of the... No. I don't know. I don't remember, but you will if you were in that reading. Can you comment below if you remember if you were in that reading so other people can find it? Might be of use to you. I'll try to find it and link it below too if I can. Okay. Yes, someone may be taking advantage of you or setting you up for failure. Okay, so a warning message here. And I feel like whoever this rotten apple is, okay, and again, it can be an aspect of ourself. So remember that. But we did have decide to trust, right? Who are you going to decide to trust? Look at the little things about this situation or purpose. Interesting. Chiron. Yeah, I feel like whoever this is very familiar with your wounds on some level, okay? So when somebody kind of can see our shadow more than we can see our own, they can really do a number on us. This is why shadow work is also so important, so that we know more of ourselves, so that we can't be taken advantage of, or that we don't just willingly or easily just give away our trust to those who don't deserve it. And when you do this looking into the unknown and the painful places, you also don't just close up because you don't trust anyone, because that's not the answer either. Immediate reaction is to like, nope, I don't trust anyone, screw everyone, get away from me, everyone wants to hurt me, you know, it's natural. Okay, you're in the defense. You're grieving something here. You don't trust something. But ultimately, we want to open back up to love. And so the only way to really know who to trust and who not to is to know more of ourselves so that we can trust ourselves to make the most beneficial choice we can. Interesting. All right. That's the message I have for you. I'm hearing Virgo. I love you so much. I hope that helped you. Yeah, and I'll see you next time. All right, let's clear that energy a little bit, Spirit. Let's clear that energy. I need some new Palo Santo, I think. Oh. Time for some new Palo Santo. Okay. Group number 3. Let's see what message Spirit has for you. Dawn, the light after darkness. This big, beautiful white owl. You could have an affinity with the High Priestess energy at this time. Rooted. Oh, I love this. I got this for myself earlier. May you never tear the living ritual that is magic merged within the roots of your being, the soil of your soul. Group 3, you are pretty powerful. Okay, at this time, or just in general. We have the 5 of Cups. I love those blue flowers there. They're really standing out to me. They're also reminding me of sunflowers. I'm seeing Patrick here, which is the name of my cat, but it says Fitzpatrick. Standing out to me, though. What does that say there? Passion tincture. Energy, yeah. Let's see. Decay. The Devil. Knight of Swords. The Empress. Yeah, I told you. You are one powerful mofo. You know that? Do you know that about yourself? I hope you do. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise or make you think you can't accomplish what you want. The Teacher. I do feel like that's in reverse. Okay. The 3 of Sticks. Oh, we have 4 cards for you. The Tower. And the 7 of Swords. Hold on. Before I turn over the other cards, I just want to feel these for a second. I think that's how they go. Okay. And what else? We have Leo. You could be an energy worker, a tarot reader, have some kind of spiritual practice, do Reiki. There's something about you here where you are definitely actively working with energy. Divine timing. Ooh, I like this energy. Okay, hold on. Let's pull out some charms for you. I feel like I'm missing a card here. Oh, yeah. No. Interesting. Maybe you feel like you're missing something. Something's missing. Something's like you can't put your finger on something. We have Libra with the letter L. What the heck is this? Oh, yes. We have a crossroads thing here. Oh, can you see that? I don't know how I can get that to focus. I don't even know where the lens is. Sorry, guys. Anyways, it says success, money going in one direction and happiness in another. Cornucopia. I feel like this isn't even an issue, okay? And this is what I'm getting. It's like you have reconciled something, okay? Maybe you had in your mind like, oh, I don't know if it's really good if I'm doing this, especially with the Teacher here and the 3 of Wands in reverse. This is like having an unconventional vision, going against the status quo. Maybe you're coming from group 1, or there could be a message in there for you, because this is definitely energy here where it's like some people might say that you have to choose one thing or over the other, but you know that you can do it all, or there's no conflict in the energy where other people might feel there is. Okay, you've reconciled some conflict here that you've had about something or that other people have, especially with Libra, balance here coming in, horse on a carousel thing. So there's something that's been going round and round. The letter L we said, the letter M. I'm hearing Mara or something like that. Cancer with the crab. And this paw print. Oh, I feel like that's a spirit guide. Maybe it's an animal that passed. They're with you. Maybe they were a Cancer. Oh, that's cute. Okay. Let's see. Let me just tap into the energy here. What do we need to say? Well, let's talk about Leo energy. I mean, you could be a Leo or have Leo in your chart somewhere, but let's take this in a broader perspective. Leo is about the heart, and the heart is where everything begins. And I have to say, your heart is intact. No matter what you've gone through or what you're going through, your heart is intact and it is strong. Leo is also about dedicating yourself to the things that you love. Creativity, I'm hearing. There could also be something about career in here for someone. Find out where Leo is in your chart. This is where this reading could resonate for you. Energy. Let me see. So let's talk about this. You're going against the grain with something, or you've broken out of some old way of thinking, some conventional way of being. You've definitely transitioned through something. The light after the darkness. You have gone through a dark period. Okay, I feel like that's over. It's decaying. It's far off in many ways, okay? In many ways, it's far off. I'm saying that wrong, though. There's something Spirit wants me to correct there. Whatever it is that you've gone through, the darkness, the dark night of the soul, it still plays a role in something that you do or how you think, or maybe it pops up here and there, but it can't touch you. Hi, Pixel. Sorry, guys. I knew she was going to come in for someone's group. Okay, little buddy, transmuter of energy. If you lost a cat, that was your confirmation that your cat's around you. Okay, Pixel, you're going to hide under the table? Come on, girl. Don't play these games with me. She's like, you pulled Leo. Of course I was going to come on the table. Okay, go. I'll be with you in a minute, girl. Okay, so maybe you have an animal that's kind of a familiar to you. Owls, cats, things of that nature. Of course, it could be dogs or whatever your companion species is. That was cute. I forgot totally what I was saying there. Something about you doing something unconventional, right? Breaking from something. Oh no, the trauma. Interesting. Okay, some of you it's trauma, or the dark night of the soul, or whatever it is that you went through, some difficult period of time. It can't touch you. Yeah, the pixel coming up confirming that you're protected from that energy. Okay, or you're protected from something that was like persistent. Hold on, I want to pull one more of these. Mischief. Yes, you're protected from mischief. That's what it is. Okay, you're protected from mischief related to that time. Now, it could be inner mischief, the own mischief you had with yourself, or somebody else's. The defender. Yes, you are highly protected. I don't know, Spirit really wants to inform you of this. So not to fear. Even if you get messages for yourself or maybe from other readings that there's something going on behind the scenes about this, it's like, yeah, maybe that's their energy. That's what they're thinking, but it's not going to touch you, okay? And really feel that. Like, it's important that you know that, right? That you know your magic, that you root yourself in your being, like in your own Empress energy. Really feel it through and through, how guided and protected and loved you truly are by the universe, by yourself. Okay, maybe some animal friend you have as well. Some of you might meet an animal friend soon, some kind of strange encounter. Okay, I'm hearing of the third kind. Interesting. Okay. The Tower in reverse with the Seven of Blades. Like, this is you being able to see through people's scheming or bullshit, or they're plotting their plan, like whatever it is that they're doing, you know, this could be little things on a day-to-day basis, people trying to irk you, get under your skin, or this could be bigger things going on in your life. But you can see it quite clearly. And there's something about the decisions you've made that other people, it triggers them. It freaks them out. I feel like your groundedness and your rootedness in who you are causes other people to feel uncomfortable. And that, you know, that's fine. Maybe that's part of your purpose here, is to, you know, get other people to self-reflect. Now, it doesn't mean you have to entertain those energies. You can kindly or not so kindly tell them to move on. That's cool. Okay, but there's something here about like tower moments. You either know how to deal with them. I'm hearing crisis worker. Maybe some of you are crisis workers, or you would be really good as a crisis worker. You have a strong Pluto perhaps in your chart, or Saturn even. But there's something here about like, if somebody wants to affect you in a negative way, I mean, it's almost like Spirit saying it doesn't have to, and it probably won't, because you've already learned some kind of lesson. It's more like when people are trying to affect you in a negative way, you're actually teaching them something, but they just don't even realize it. It's almost like it bounces off of you, the energy. Okay, it's like somebody does something kind of crappy. This is reminding me of that other pick a card of reading I did recently, where it was like you give people karma, and I don't mean that in like a conscious way, but it's like when people interact with you and have ill intentions, it's a lesson for them, because you've already worked through that lesson in this lifetime or in another lifetime. Or you're just busy doing other things, doing Empress things, you know, like we don't have time for that kind of stuff. And I guess this is little stuff as well. Little annoyances where people feel like they can get you, and you're not to be gotten. This is like very strong energy. I also feel like you are witty, sharp, and you know how to maybe put someone in their place, okay? That said, you don't do it often with the Empress and divine timing. It's like that only comes out when it really needs to, okay? When the situation calls for it. And when it calls for it, when that needs to happen, some kind of verbal confrontation here, it's because there's a lesson in it for you. Okay, so be mindful of that. When you feel like you're engaging here on some level with somebody who's pissing you off or just acting silly, and you feel like you have to get involved, it's because there's a lesson in it for you. I don't know, but I feel like that's rare. It's few and far between. You have this way about you. I feel like you're funny as well, or there's something very entertaining about you in some way, okay? Like people are drawn to you, or they want to hear what you have to say. But you're very careful of what you say, or you're very careful of who you share your energy with. I also feel like you could talk a lot. Maybe you're a Gemini, or you have Gemini in your chart. You could talk a lot, but underneath all of the talking that you do, or when you do get chatty, there's like a deep wisdom underneath. And I feel like people underestimate you, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. There's like some serious magic and power that you have here. This is who you truly are. The Empress was the magician, but this is how you show up sometimes, or this is how other people see you. And I feel like that's okay. Yeah, I feel like people underestimate you, underestimate your power, and that's part of how they learn their lesson. Your energy is fierce. Okay, let's talk about this. The Devil, the Five of Cups, and decay. I'm hearing that song. What is it? Time to say goodbye. Time to say goodbye. What is it, like an opera song? Who sings that? Is that Andrea Bocelli? Whoa. Is it? I don't think I've heard that in ages. Is it? Anyways, maybe there's something about that. Or the letters A and B can mean something, or opera, but I feel like you've had to say goodbye to a familiar devil in your life. Okay, this could be maybe something that, a behavioral thing, an addiction, or something that you were doing that you knew wasn't good for you, temptation of some sort, or it could be a bigger devil. Okay, it could be an outside energy. But there's no bigger devil than the devil within. Right? Maybe that's what you're saying goodbye to, is that aspect of you that self-sabotages or tells you lies about how you can and cannot do certain things, you know? It's like that shadow side of you, the self-critic. It's time to say goodbye. Because it's been poisonous to you. Whoever the devil is, whatever it is, it's been poisonous to you. And it's, see the morphine here, it's also been a drug on some level, keeping you sedated, keeping your powers subdued. So if this is a person for you, it's like on an energetic spiritual plane in the astrals, you know, it's like the MO, the modus operandi, I don't know why I had to say that fully, but okay, is that they were trying to subdue your powers. Divine timing. What is happening in divine timing? I'm so curious. Let's talk a little bit more about this devil for a second. Don't get me wrong. I feel like there's some sadness here, okay? Or there's some regret, remorse. There's some revelations, but also some difficult realizations. But it's like, see how the mushrooms are growing out of the skull, the crown chakra? It's like having these realizations and revelations that's what's allowing you to grow. It's also allowing you to form a network with other people who are like you, okay, who have the same kind of energy as you. Okay, Spirit, I want to know about the divine timing. How can you tease us like this? Well, maybe the energy you're in right now is happening for a divine reason, or it's divine timing for why you feel the way you do. I'm hearing read this card first. Okay, hold on. Rooted. I didn't read it when it came out for me. I didn't go to the book. So let's see, number 34, which is one of my favorite numbers. I don't know why, but I just love the number 34. So let's see, maybe that's a message. Maybe something happened when you were 34, or when you will be 34. Grounded and connection. We are often told to start with building intuition, which is undoubtedly true. Never underestimate the power of working with the spirit. You need to learn to ground the spiritual information into your physical life. To be flighty is to connect to spirit, but to be rooted is to become a channel for spirit. Group 3, you may want to listen to my kind of talk at the beginning when I was shuffling the cards, if you didn't watch that, because I feel like this is somewhat similar of a message. Okay. You need to learn to ground the spiritual information into your physical life. I just read that. Interesting. You become a vessel that allows the divine intelligence to spread its wisdom here on earth. Yes, with the Empress. That's exactly that. Grounding spirit, divine, the energy that you hold, grounding it here, doing something with it. Okay, a more familiar word for this is manifestation. Being grounded is about being present and aware of how things make you feel. You have to feel into your body. You are being asked to dig in deeper. Maintaining deep roots is how you pull yourself from the darkness. It's easy to get grounded or to do your spiritual practice when things are going well. It's an entirely different ballgame when you feel defeated and broken. But the darkest parts of your journey are when you need to be the most rooted. The real gift of spiritual commitment is found when you feel like your back is against a wall. Don't give up when times are hard. Instead, Stein was coming out there. Instead, find nourishment below the surface. Find your connection to your true self, your ancestors, your guides, your trust, and your instincts. Your situation is not hard so that you can give up. It's a call to surrender to your practice. This message is amplified if you have also pulled ancestors or crystals and herbs. Maybe you'll pull those in another deck somewhere. Interesting. Oh, then we have seduction. Okay. Group 2 could be a reflection point for you of something that went on in the past. If you feel guided, okay, it could. It's a little bit of a heavy message, fair warning, but I'm just seeing a reference to it there, so there could be something about that. Okay, rooted. Yes, ground your energy, do something with your magic, but also don't give up on your spiritual practice when things feel hard, feel rough. It's not what we do. It's not the decisions we make when we feel like everything's going well and everything's dandy, everything's flowing, and so everything's easy. It's not how we show up in those times. It's how we show up when things are difficult. It's the decisions we make in those periods of time that really matter. What will you decide to do when things feel rough? When things are not going your way, or you're running up against a block, you're having a bad day, you're confronted with a challenge or an obstacle. What you do or how you perceive that situation is what will determine your energy and your capacity to create here. Divine timing. Some of you know all this about yourself, but you're still having a hard time with something, manifesting something. And Spirit is saying that this difficult time, the obstacle, the challenge, is the divine timing. Like it's a hint for you. Take it as a hint that, something's happening. It's divine timing. When we think of divine timing, we often think about change or something's coming in, something new, right? Like something's going to shift in the energy. And whenever there's a shift in the energy, there's like a disruption in the energetic field. It's obviously going to be felt, this disturbance. But it's for a very beneficial reason. But sometimes we don't understand that the harder moments or those disturbances we feel in the energy are actually part of the plan. They're actually part of what's moving us forward. They're actually part of the manifestation coming in. Keep going. Keep going. You got this. Okay? You really do. It's a beautiful reading. Anything else I can say? I'm hearing Jessica. Anything else I could say here, Spirit, that needs to be said? No, I think that's it. I guess I just don't want to leave the energy. All right, group 3. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next time.